Hey guys, this is Coach Scheno here, and today in this video we are going to be covering the basics of jump roping. Jump roping is a really great cardio activity for anybody to do because it really only requires one piece of equipment, which is your jump rope, and it's very simple to get the hang of, and it's a great full body exercise. Alright, so in your equipment box, you should have received a jump rope from Camp Abilities. It is either probably a beaded jump rope, like the one that I have in my hands right now. This has red and white beads on it. I like the beaded jump rope. You can definitely hear this when it hits the ground. Or you got something more of like a speed rope, which doesn't have any beads on it. This one that I'm holding is like a plasticky, flexible material. It's green, and you do still hear this when it hits the ground as well. So no matter which style of rope that you're using, that's really just up to you. That's your preference. Getting the size of the jump rope correct is really important for jump roping. You don't want it to be too short, or else it's going to be really hard to jump over, and you don't want it to be too long, or you're going to be dealing with way too much rope trying to swing that around your body. So right now I'm going to show you kind of how I would figure out if my jump rope is the correct size. All right, so right now I have my more like a speed jump rope in my hand, and I unraveled it and I realized that this one is way too small for me. So if I'm going to try to do the sizing, what I want to do is hold on to the handles and put the jump rope under my heels. So the very back of my foot, I'm just going to stand on that jump rope. My handles should be able to come all the way up to like my waist level, somewhere around my chest or my waist level. Right now I'm holding this jump rope, I'm standing on it and I'm pulling on it, and it barely reaches my hips. So this jump rope would be really small. In order to jump over it, I would have to really hunch over and really kind of jump in that hunched position, and that's not what you want. So I'm gonna switch over to my beaded jump rope, which is much longer. So with this one, again, I'm going to open it out. I'm going to step on the back of it step on the bottom of it with my heels and the back of my foot. And I'm gonna hold up my handles, and my handles come to about my chest height, which might actually be a little bit long for me. So I'm going to wrap it once around my hand, get it centered, and now it's right about at my waist height. So this is gonna be the perfect height for my jump rope. Again, this is a little bit to do with preference, so I want you to kind of try out what the size of your jump rope is to make sure that it is going to be the best option for you. Okay, so now that we know what the types of jump ropes are, how long it should be, we're going to talk about the ready position. So before you start jumping, I'm going to be referencing getting into your ready position. This is very similar to the position I was just telling you to test out the size of your jump rope. Instead of standing on the back of your rope with your heels, I want your rope just kind of resting on the ground behind your heels and your hands out to your sides at about waist level. There should be some looseness to your rope here, and this is going to be called the ready position. This is what you do to start the jump rope, and also if you are to mess up, maybe you land on the jump rope, you just get back into this ready position so you're nice and stable, and then you can start from this position so you know where the rope is. One other thing I wanted to mention, the grip. So when you are gripping the jump rope, you do not want to have a death grip on the jump rope. So you're not squeezing it super, super hard. You're also not just really holding it super loosely that you can drop it. Just have it in a nice medium grip, all fingers, thumbs wrapped around the rope. But you do want full wrist mobility while you're holding the rope. So make sure whenever you're holding it, you're not locking your wrists. You should be able to still move your wrists in a nice big circle to jump. Okay, so if you're totally new to jump roping, this is a great way to practice kind of the timing and what it feels like to be a jump roper. So you're gonna get into that ready position, and this is called the toe catch. So you're gonna start with it behind your heels. I'll do a close-up of what it looks like from my feet, but for right now I'll just describe it. The rope is just hanging out back behind my heels. I'm going to do one turn of the rope, and as I'm turning the rope, instead of jumping, I'm going to just simply lift my toes off the ground and catch that jump rope under my toes. Okay, so I'm going to lift my toes up, spin the rope once, and I caught the jump rope under my toes. So now it's stuck under my feet. So from here, I'm just gonna lift my heels up, get back into that ready position, spin the rope again, catch it under my toes. Lift up my heels, ready position, lift up my toes, and catch it right under my toes. This just gets you kind of the feel of how to turn the rope, when it's going to hit the ground, so that as you practice this, then you incorporate the little jump when that would be hitting your toes. In this video close-up, you can see Coach Scheno performing the toe catch. She starts in the ready position, moves the rope around once, catching it under her toes, stopping the rope. She then steps over the rope and repeats this process. All right, another way to just practice and get the feeling of that timing down is just to do a practice jump. So I am going to actually drop my jump rope for this. I'm gonna back up so you can see more of my full body. And from here, I'm gonna pretend like I have the rope in my hand. I'm pretending I'm gripping the sides of the jump rope or the handles, and I'm going to come up and around and then jump. Up and around and jump. Up and around and jump. Pretending that when that rope is hitting the ground, you are jumping over it. When you do this, when you're holding your handles, it's really important when you're jump roping. You're not swinging your entire arms. A lot of people want to just keep their elbows and their wrists really straight and just move from the shoulders. That's going to be really, really tiresome. You're definitely going to not want to do that. So when you're doing a jump rope, make sure the most movement should be coming from your wrists. Maybe a little bit from your elbows and shoulders, but mostly all coming from your wrists, okay? And also, one thing, when you are jumping, you are not doing a huge jump, like you're jumping a foot off the ground. Once you get the hang of this, your jump in a jump rope should be maybe just a couple inches off the ground, enough for that rope to slide under your feet and for you to land. I'm gonna do a full demonstration now using my beaded rope. I'm gonna do about 20 jumps, just so you can kind of hear what the rope sounds like hitting the ground and what my feet sound like when they hit the ground. And I'm gonna do nice and little jumps using mostly all my wrist to do the moving of the rope. Coach Scheno starts in the ready position with the rope behind her heels, and then she starts turning the rope with her nice jump. One more note for anybody with long hair. This just happened to me. I have a long ponytail right now. My hair actually got caught in the rope once. So if you have long hair, you might want to put it up in a bun or maybe even tuck it in the back of your shirt, because when you're jumping, if your hair is long enough, it will reach that jump rope and kind of cause it to stop turning. So make sure you tie up your hair so it doesn't get caught and mess you up. Okay, and since we are not together live for me to give you feedback, I just want to troubleshoot some of the common mistakes that are seen in jump roping. We've talked about some of them, but just to recap real quick before you go and try this on your own, make sure that you are using mostly your wrist to turn that rope, not your entire arms. If you feel yourself using, your whole arm like that, just transition to moving that wrist and getting the feel for your wrist doing the turning of the rope. Another mistake is that people jump while hunched over because they maybe think that the rope is going to hit their head. If that's the case, you're probably using too small of a rope, because in the ideal scenario, you are standing nice and straight with good posture, like there's a string from your head pulling you to the ceiling, and you're jumping with great posture, standing fully straight. Some people often make the mistake at the beginning of jumping too high. Remember, that jump rope that you're holding is probably less than an inch thick, probably less than a half an inch thick. So really your jump does not need to be super high. Once you get that timing down, your jump really only has to be very, very few inches off the ground. And the last mistake that people often make is double jumping. So they will jump when the rope is going under their feet, but then they'll also do another jump when the rope is in the air. This kind of messes up with timing, so make sure when you're starting to practice this, you try and avoid jumping twice. You just jump every time that you turn the rope once, that's one jump, not double jumping. All right, everybody, that was a lot of information about jump roping, but it's your turn to go ahead and try it out. Please reach out to me, have your coach reach out to me if you have any questions about jump roping, but I hope that you have fun with this. And also there's another video coming up after this about a workout that you can do with jump roping, so check it out. It's a really great little cardio workout that you can use as a warm-up for other sports, or just as a nice little 5 to 10 minute workout. So definitely check that out after this. Thanks, everybody. Have fun.